But we got scene 3. Let me minimize this. Play my damn intro.
As I recorded it.
Shane McMahon, who and nothing has changed. He's just like all the other McMahons and everything of that sort. Oh, and ladies and gentlemen, we're live. I'm actually about to tweet to Twitter and and all that stuff. I'm a tweet to the Twitterers to let everybody know that we're online and we're live, so that y'all can watch the show. Make sure you send a like, stick that thumb straight down our throats like we're bulimics and we're trying to puke up last night's dinner. Because we need those likes to put food on our table, to put condoms on our penises and shit like that. And make sure you guys also subscribe to Joe Cronin at the Joe Cronin Show and Devious Dave Rose at Devious Dave Rose, and follow him on Twitter, and also follow Justin Bailey IND and subscribe to his channel at the Best There Is Podcast for all of your wrestling news. Aside from what we give live from WWE headquarters almost every week for you guys, I make that trip out there. And please, we're going to start setting up donations because gas is not cheap. It's actually going back up. So we're going to need you guys to help us out with that if you can. We're still going to do it because we know that I've been seeing those view counts go up, and I really appreciate that. So we're definitely going to be moving forward with that. But back to the matches as I'm posting up right now that we're live. Back to the matches at hand. Shane McMahon scheduled 2 matches for Payback. One is Chris Jericho versus Dean Ambrose, and the other one is Sami Zayn versus Kevin Owens. To which tonight on Raw, the respective opponents were swapped out, and it was Chris Jericho versus Sami Zayn, and the main event was Kevin Owens versus Dean Ambrose. 2 good matches. Now, do you have anything to say about those matches, Stefan, or no? Should I continue?
Yeah, not really. The only match I really even really cared about was the Baron Corbin match and the last match. That's all I really care about.
Honestly, I'm gonna rate Raw right now. Raw was a 7.58 due to good match quality and the speed of the matches. The only thing that was a bit of canker sore was the Divas match, and that's just because there were too many people wrestling at the same time. Everything else is pretty good. So Raw, I don't know who's controlling it, but it's going in a good direction. So I'm proud of Raw. I'm very proud of what the person who's being covered under Shane McMahon, whatever you want to call it. I'm really proud of the direction that they're going from. I really am. But next match, Sami Zayn versus Chris Jericho, which Chris Jericho actually won. Hope something else comes from that. Chris Jericho doesn't really need momentum. He's a 6-time champion. I think that momentum really should have went to Sami Zayn, but it was a good match all in all. So based upon that, I'll give credit where credit's due, and I'll put a thumbs up for that match. After that match, do you want to support me with this stuff, Ron? Because my mind fazed me a little bit. For the guys who see my Twitter, they know that I've been a little distracted.
Match.
Yeah, what was the next match after that?
I believe it was a tag match. I forgot which one though.
Oh, that was the tag match with the Dudley Boys versus Enzo and Cass, was it not?
I believe so.
Yeah, and I believe this feud may go on a little bit longer. I highly believe the feud's gonna go on a little bit longer. I don't know if Enzo and Cass defeated the Dudley Boys. I don't know if the Dudley Boys are going to try and sabotage Enzo and Cass so that they do not.
Enzo and Cass won.
I don't know if they're gonna try and sabotage. Hold on.
recorded it, so I can like go and do it and check.
No, I'm just posting so that the people on my Twitter know that we're live. Um, but I don't know if they're gonna try and interrupt. Our CPU usage is actually kind of low, so I'm not even gonna have my little shtick with the son of a bitch back here because it's just gonna lag. But I don't know if they're going to try to interfere during the finals competition for the number one contendership against the New Day, or if this feud is on hold, or if it was just a short transition feud. Which either way is pretty good. It was a good feud. I liked how the match is set up, and I feel like they're giving a good push to Enzo and Cass, who really deserve it, and they should be tag team champions. And I'm gonna talk a little bit about NXT and everybody who's been pulled up as well towards the end. But after that match was a bit of a dialogue with AJ Styles and the Bullet Club, or at least Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows of the Bullet Club, where they basically stated the fact that they knew each other. I'm kind of surprised that they mentioned New Japan, but I guess anything that's not TNA is okay to be mentioned. Um, and then I'm gonna bounce around from spot to spot because later on there was a face off between AJ Styles and Roman Reigns, and Roman Reigns came out and said his whole "I'm not a good guy, bad guy, I'm the guy," and his whole pandering bullshit where he's kind of a heel douche, but he's not an official heel. So after he confronts AJ Styles and AJ Styles walks off, he got the shit kicked out of him by Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows. To which I feel like the whole situation is gonna be where Gallows and Anderson continue to kick the shit out of Roman, feeling like they're helping AJ Styles, and then AJ wants to do it on his own. So therefore, Gallows and Anderson end up turning on AJ, basically like what happened with Hulk Hogan in the NWO back in, what was it, 2002. Same storyline, but with a bit of a modern day twist on it. What do you think?
Uh, I think it's gonna be. Honestly, I think it's gonna be like a six-way feud. You know, AJ and Gallows and Anderson versus the Usos and Roman. That's just
It's
personally
too
how I'm.
predictable, so I'm not gonna say that for now. I'm just gonna see what direction they're taking, and I'm not even gonna really guesstimate with that. Maybe I believe next up would have been the Baron Corbin match. Who did Corbin face
Yeah.
again?
Fun.
Fandango. He,
Yeah.
he
I
faced
know.
Fandango, who hasn't really been seen on TV that much these days, you know. Obviously he defeated Fandango, if I'm not mistaken. Hold on, my screen went blacker than my balls. There we go.
That was TMI, dog. That was TMI.
Fuck you, I'm black, and so are my balls. Ah. Anyway.
again, again, TMI.
I believe a feud has been started with Dolph Ziggler and Baron Corbin, seeing as Fandango got flung into Dolph Ziggler during his match. So we're gonna see what becomes of that with Payback. I'm pretty sure Shane McMahon or
Yeah,
whoever's in
also,
charge of booking is
you
gonna set up
you
that
missed,
match.
you missed the fact that he
He
used the
used
end
the
of
end of
days on
days
Dolph
on
Ziggler.
Dolph Ziggler as well. So yeah, that's gonna be something that ends up being brought to Payback if logic still precedes them. Then let's get to the match that gave me syphilis. The diva, the women's 8 women's tag match, which was basically just padding for Natalia versus Charlotte. I honestly forgot who pinned who. It was too many women in that match. I hate when they have 8 man tag matches, so I was really gonna hate when they had 8 women tag matches, unless they were all butt ass naked and eating out Bailey. Then I would love it. But so this whole thing was just padding basically to add some suspense and drama to the Charlotte versus Natalia
Oh yeah,
match at Payback, where apparently Bret Hart is going to be returning again after being diagnosed with cancer a few months ago. is gonna be like his in WWE return, which should be heartfelt and very welcoming and warming. But you
I'm
know
kind
how
of
Bret Hart
I'm
gets,
kind of
so
really
we're gonna see how
excited
long
about
it
that.
lasts.
So, right.
Maybe he'll knock Ric Flair right in his mouth. Um, let's see what was after that. Oh, the Vaudevillains versus the Usos was after that. One of the
Yep.
Usos came out with their arm wrapped up due to the assault by not Reigns, by Gallows and Anderson. And long story short, Vaudevillains got the win. So it's going to be Enzo and Cass versus the Vaudevillains. Something I don't necessarily recommend due to the fact that there's going to be casual fans watching and they're not going to know who the hell both of these groups of guys are. Keeping it 5,000 honest with you. 5,000% honest. So it might not be as interesting as people thought, or they might just want the New Day to win again. To which they'll end up getting tired of that as well. The only reason they're getting so pumped. Oh, I remember the match we missed. Speaking of the New Day, it was a 8-man tag, which was somewhat interesting, especially when Kofi Kingston stomped right in Alberto Del Rio's chest. It was Cesaro versus The Miz. And the New Day versus The Miz in the League of Shit Faces. And Cesaro and the New Day won, obviously. So I guess it's gonna give Cesaro more momentum to becoming the Intercontinental Champion. Hopefully he does, and Vince doesn't pull no bullshit on him, because it would look nice. Plus, I feel like he's finally coming into his own. The whole tearaway suit thing, even though Joe Cronin says that he thought about that, which is possible because they be listening to everything.
I'm kind of skeptical about that.
What
I mean, I like it. That's kind of suspect.
what the ripping the suit off thing?
Yeah, he's channeling his inner stripper.
Magic Cesaro. I was sleep talking just now.
Huh?
I was sleep talking just now.
Oh,
Yeah, I was really like half asleep and talking. Like I was 2 seconds away from snoring in between words. So Cesaro gets the win for that. I remember that Natalia's team got the win. I don't know who pinned who, but I remember they did get the win.
Natalia tapped out Charlotte.
Natalia tapped out Charlotte.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Natalia's not gonna win a payback. It's not happening. Okay, so let's see. After that, we had Apollo Crews versus Heath Slater. And obviously absent was Adam Rose, who was booked on a 60-day suspension due to drug use, probably smoking some joints. Who knows? Who cares? And speaking of suspensions, they had a commercial with Natalia and Titus O'Neil, and Titus was all over the place. So I'm guessing they're gonna be bringing him back soon, and they're trying to like introduce him somehow subliminally. And speaking of other introductions, it looks like they finally repackaged Los Matadores and they're gonna do something with Primo and Epico. I was kind of hoping that Carlito was coming back, but due to the whole pay issue, I don't think he's coming back. But let's just see what they do. Hopefully, it's something good. I believe that covers everything except for the little interaction where Roman Reigns doesn't believe that AJ Styles didn't touch him inappropriately. This big ass bastard Roman Reigns afraid about getting his kid his rocks played with and shit. He doesn't want to get his Roman reigned. But anyway, so he's like, "Oh, I'm an army of one," but in the same sentence, he's talking about how his family had attacked. So either you're all for family or you're just an army of one. You can't be both. But hey,
They're
WWE
one
logic.
versus all, dude. Saying it wrong.
Yeah, WWE logic. The last time I'm gonna cut it off with the main event: Dean Ambrose versus Kevin Owens. This match went on way too fucking long. Honestly, WWE Raw goes on way too fucking long. And it seems like the better the Raws get, the more tired I get of them being 3 hours long because it's just too much content to have to take in when you do a show like this. I'm keeping it 800,000% stacked with you. Like, this is a lot of work to do. Like, y'all don't understand. But I'm proud of what we've accomplished so far, and I'm thankful for the donations we got so far. And hopefully that'll help me grow the channel, grow my partners' channels, and we'll have a entire empire of YouTube wrestling content that you guys will be able to check out in your free time, spare time, work time, wherever. So we're working on that. We're working on the XWF. We're working on a lot of stuff. But anyway, cut a long story short, right into the dirty deeds after coming up for a power bomb. Dean Ambrose catches the win off of Kevin Owens after a hard fought battle, and then the camera fades out eventually. Not really sure about back match data, if there comes up any back match data or dark match data as you would call it, then I'll be sure to let you know as soon as possible. But aside from that, do you have any other words to say, Stefan? Because I was thinking about cutting this
Well,
one a little short.
no, sure.
Well, it looks like we're about to be signing out. Guys, I'm sorry I'm a little bit tired. I've been up early. It's been crazy. But I missed last week's Raw review, so I had to make sure that I did something for you guys today. That's just the type of person I am. You know me. I'm the champion of YouTube. I got to be a fighting champion, so that's what I'm doing. So this is Chaos and Stefan. We're about to sign off. Hopefully you guys enjoyed Raw. It seems like it's getting better each week. So hopefully it stays that way. And honestly just stay classy. That's all I can say. That's the bottom line. Chaos says so. It's Chaos, Stefan, and the Small Show. Remember,
Later,
like,
y'all.
comment, share, subscribe. The more likes you get, maybe next time he's on, he'll be wearing pants and his penis won't be out. But we out of here. I gotta get some sleep. So, peace, love, and pussy grease.